Not yet.
No, not yet.
I think. Are we live?
No, it's not showing on here. There we are. Here we are. We are live.
We live?
Yeah, we're live.
Round two, people.
Round two. Uh-oh. Here we go. Even YouTube throws the, see right here, YouTube will throw the indicator on people's cell phones. So
That it's that we're going live.
That we are going live. You guys better
very
get
cool.
ready. Me, how was your, see, look at me. I'm right here. You got, hey. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Gerard and Neil with Jake Wyatt Cigar Company.
What's going down, everybody? Welcome back. Round two.
Yes. Thanks for joining us for episode 2. I need 2. That always reminds me of the movie Point Break.
Point Break?
Yeah, where he says to Johnny Utah,
You made me think of something else movie-wise.
when he wants 2 sandwiches of the meatballs. So yes.
You remember 2 pair? Oh, no, that was 3 pair.
You're worse than I am now, dude.
That's what it made me think of. Training Day, remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. But this is episode number 2.
What's going down, people?
We pop in here for about an hour, talk to you guys about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We want to hear some questions from you guys, comments, chime in, light up a cigar, and
hang out. What did we put on there? We'll talk shop about Jake Wyatt and whatever else comes to mind.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
I'll get the cigar lit halfway through the show finally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are live on Mardo YouTube channel, Mardo Cigar YouTube channel, Jake Wyatt YouTube channel, and then also the Jake Wyatt Facebook page.
Yeah.
Or profile, whatever you want to call it. So last week we had our first episode. Between last Wednesday and this Wednesday, we headed out of town. We went to Toledo, Ohio, and we did some sightseeing a little bit. And then we drove down to Cleveland. So the reason why we were in Toledo, we had an event, Puff and Scotch, fantastic place.
Great time.
One of the only places where you can actually go into a lounge, grab a cigar, sit down indoors, and grab a drink, not just beer or wine, but actual hard liquor, and very limited places to actually have that amenities. And also they're a standalone building. So if you are in the Toledo area on Telegraph Road, 5801, I want to say is the address.
Wow, you got a better memory than me.
That's because I was talking to them today. So.
Oh, okay.
And I was going over their paperwork. So Telegraph Road.
Yeah, so check them out. We had a great time. Haven't been in Ohio. It's starting to get cold, but we caught it just before it starts getting a little too chilly. We went back up through Akron, which has a lot of historic value to us. We did some sightseeing there that was just outstanding. We had about an hour to kill as we were heading through Cleveland. And then Gerard had to come home to the family, and I went on to the DR to get to the factory. I had a lot of finalization stuff that we had to do, which we'll fill you guys on in a minute. Before we get going, what are you smoking today, big guy?
Well, this is the secret blend.
Oh, yes.
You didn't want me to talk about it last week, so
You can talk a little bit about it, but.
Well, this is a different size, so that's the difference. So if any of you guys don't know the term DR, which I didn't know for a long time, it stands for the Dominican Republic. So Friday morning, we flew out Thursday morning, did the event in Toledo when we got there. And then Friday morning, we drove out to Cleveland to go see a new friend of ours. And then Friday night, I flew home. Saturday morning, was it? You took off to the Dominican Republic?
Bright and early, yeah.
Bright and early. So Neil went to go check out some of the development on our new site for the expansion of the factory. And he brought back a couple of different size of the new blend that we've been marinating on. And it's smaller ring gauge. So this is a 50 ring gauge.
That's a 6x50.
And then one I was smoking last week was a 6x54.
Correct.
Definitely more tingly spice sensation on a smaller ring gauge, which is what you would expect on a smaller ring gauge cigar. It's for it to have a little bit more of a kick. Wow. Bro, this is there's a lot going on in this cigar. It's definitely full. It's like a meat and potato kind of cigar. Full body, full strength, a lot of flavor, a lot of tingling. This is going to be exciting. So we're determining what we're going to do whatever it is we're going to do. We're determining it, and that's what we're experimenting with cigars. But We don't have any questions going on. I want to see some interaction with you guys, or from you guys. But other than that, anything happened exciting in sports this week since last
So
week?
some great games. Obviously had a good trip. So I'm smoking. Actually, it's a lucid interval in a size that we don't offer, but just brought some stuff back from the factory. This is absolute just cream sickle. This thing is absolutely delicious in the Salamone size. It's amazing. The Dominican Republic itself was a great time. I don't know if many of you guys have been out there, but we've really gotten to love that place quite a bit. And seeing all the good stuff happening has been really exciting. Sports-wise, did any of you guys see, what was the game? It was the Buffalo Bills versus the Minnesota Vikings. I think that
how'd that go?
was the game of the year, I think.
I'm assuming Buffalo won. I didn't watch the game.
They lost
really?
in overtime. It was an amazing game.
Wow. What was the score? I didn't even.
They won by 3. I want to say like 27-24. Maybe it was a little more than that. I don't remember the exact score, but they lost by a field goal in overtime. Crazy game. It's the craziest game of the year, without a doubt.
Was it a high-scoring game?
20, 30 points. I don't know.
That's not that bad.
But it was amazing.
Well, trying to scroll through here right now, trying to find the video that I just lost on our own page. I don't know.
What about?
Of us streaming, because I want to see if anybody's going to ask any questions. Here we go. I got it back. 2 comments already. Boom, boom.
There they are.
So,
Jefferson went off on that game. Didn't he ever? Did you guys see that freaking catch? There was a couple of them. Jefferson and Diggs were just going back and forth. It was 100% Buffalo for the first 3 quarters. Minnesota held their own for sure. Golly, Jefferson is something else. That one-handed catch just on 4th down was out of this world. And then that 4th down drive with a minute left was just amazing. Unbelievable. I think it was the game of the year. Do you guys agree? I mean, that was crazy. Diggs went crazy too. And gosh, that Josh Allen is a man amongst boys. He's really special. It was a hell of a game. David Bennett, what's up, buddy? Good to hear from you. How was your trip to the DR? It was amazing. Thanks for asking. The factory is set to go. So we had to get a bunch of stuff signed off citywide, so it's all ready to roll. We got a bunch of stuff to get done, but I'll fill you more in on that, and you'll be seeing more to come on that. Met with a bunch of our other design stuff. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. We obviously TP is right around the corner.
Yeah, we got something maybe we can show the audience if you want to show.
Yeah, we can do a little bit. Sure.
Okay, so we've been working on a new box design.
That's good.
And
so this is one of our prototypes coming out.
It's got a lot more weight to it than the previous ones.
Of our new LE boxes.
As you guys can see, that the print, we're using gold or rose gold or whatever you want to call it, right?
It's gold.
Gold. It's gold. And it's got a lot more weight to it. I just wanted to kind of bring it to the camera a little bit so you guys can see it, but I'll hand it back to you guys and showcase it some more.
Yeah, we got some stuff in the works just to do whatever. A lot of you guys have seen this, which we'll be doing a much more in-depth view of this as time goes on. So this is just a sneak peek. We don't want to go too crazy on this, so you guys can be excited when other stuff comes out. But had a lot of stuff working on that, and creative is constantly going down. Got blend stuff working. It was a great trip. Thanks for asking, David. Let me see what else. Yeah, well, I was close to not even getting over there. I guess that hurricane hit really hard once again in Florida. Thursday and Friday before I took off. So condolences, prayers, and everyone. Hopefully everything's good if you're down in the South Florida area. But man, no fun, that's for sure. But it's a good trip nonetheless. And the Dominican has their Winter League baseball stuff going on. So I'm a big baseball fan. So I was checking out a bunch of that stuff. It's so competitive. It's pretty crazy.
Speaking of hurricanes and stuff, my mom's house got flooded. That was no fun. That's about 2 feet of water. And the crazy thing is she wanted to put some of her stuff in storage, and the storage facilities are charging up the wazoo. So now they're charging like $300 to $400 a month for a little storage space. So they're trying to take advantage of people. So that was not very, amusing to hear, but nevertheless, her friend said you can use our garage. So she got to use the garage. She didn't have a whole lot of stuff left over from the hurricane, but our hearts go out to so many people that, you know, the news is not really talking much about it. It's just a lot more. My mom said she saw a front loader, you know, those big old tractors that have not the bulldozer tracks, they have the actual wheels and it has the big old bucket in front. She saw one, it was scooping up cars. Usually it's rubble, but this was scooping up cars. So many people lost their cars. And very, very interesting. I'm kind of curious why too the news didn't want to show any of that stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
No, it's not at all.
For sure.
Howard is watching. Hello, Howard. How are you? He's watching us on the Jake Wyatt Facebook.
Got it.
Yeah.
Howard, how you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. So Jake Wyatt wise again. Lucid interval, Salamone. This is really good.
I'm trying to think what else we can actually kind of talk about. Let's see over here. We live in Southern California, so more than anything, we've been getting the Santa Ana winds picking up a little bit. So why am I even bringing that up? So that's very interesting. As it gets drier, right, it affects the smoking experience of your cigar. So when we were down in the Dominican Republic for the first time, we went and visited La Aura cigar factory, and the master blender Manuel Inoa took us through like a little mini seminar course,
right?
And he taught us about how to experience flavors of a cigar. And that's where we learned that the retrohale is a very effective way of unlocking some flavors that you're not going to taste from your mouth, because we have 4 flavors that we can witness, which is sour, spicy, sweet, and bitter, where through our nostrils you have all sorts of different smells you can experience. And he taught us that earthy notes for somebody like individuals like us that come from this region of the country, we experience a lot of, you know, Santa Ana wind. It's drier. We don't have the same climate as somebody does on the East Coast or Midwest, where now they have a lot more, you know, rain, snow. During the summer, they have a lot more humidity.
Right.
Somebody that works on a, you know, grew up on a cattle farm or a ranch, you know, earthy notes for him, the sense that he's, you know, stored in his brain or in his schema is a lot different. So earthy that you may read in a, you know, a cigar review, just because the reviewer says, oh, it's earthy, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be earthy to you, because you may not know what it's earthy like in California, because you've never been here. You don't know what the dry weather is like.
You sound like an encyclopedia.
Well, that is really the case. That is very, very true.
Very informative.
And
it's good to know.
Yeah,
really
so earthy to me is going to be different earthy to an individual that lives somewhere different.
I always get confused with some of these tasting notes. What was it? Smelly feet, rotten fruit, all kinds of crazy stuff. It gets a little crazy sometimes, but earthy is something. What do you got some earthy notes in what you're smoking right there? For you?
This one, earthy? No, I don't know it's earthy on this one. It's got little nutty, very spicy, a little bit of cream in there, some chocolate, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the spice and cream together, I thought was.
I mean, I'm not a very big reviewer either. I don't know the exact notes.
Yeah, no, totally fine.
I do remember I did smoke a cigar one time, and I said it tastes like a dirty dish rag. I don't know if you remember that. But I was like, it tastes like a dirty dish rag, and somebody looked at me like,
what does that taste like?
What does that taste like?
I hope you don't taste dirty dish rags, so maybe you do. Who knows?
But the thing is, if I've washed, you know, dishes in a restaurant, I was, you know, as a teenager, and you use it, you can smell the dirty dish rag, you know, with the, you know, the bleach on it. It smells dirty, right?
Right.
So since I know the smell of it, it coincides with the taste of it. So that's why Manuel was taking us through that class. The smell and the taste kind of combines. Aroma and taste kind of merge together. So that was very, very interesting.
Totally. So, what do we got, David? So update on the limited Perfecto sampler. Great question, Dave. That's coming out. Actually just shipped out from the factory yesterday. So it takes a couple days to get there. Then it's got to get it transported down. So that will be arriving pretty quick and getting out to shops ASAP. Don't want to give an actual date on that till it actually lands stateside, because sometimes that can vary by a day or two. But unbelievably close. Can't wait to get all those out to our retailers out there for you guys to enjoy those for the holidays. But coming very, very soon. But it has left the building. Elvis has left the building, so that's great stuff.
Actually,
So pleased with it.
We're pretty much sold.
Did you grab that one out of Ohio when we left? Did you have it in?
It's in our.
Okay, I was one. I thought we might have left it there.
No, it's in our box. The thing is, we're almost pretty much sold out of that.
I know, man. It's amazing, and it's so beautiful. It's such a great And the great thing too, obviously Jake Wyatt wise, is we put so much time and effort. It's our heart and soul. We love what we do. I think it's one of the funnest industries we can be involved with. But obviously your help, getting to know about the sampler, getting to know about our blends, getting to know about our company is essential for everybody, to support us and obviously support the industry as a whole. Our goal is to have the time, effort, love, and passion that we put into this to get into as many hands as possible. And whatever timeline that is, or whatever that is, I don't really care. But we feel that this is something one should not miss out on. These are damn good cigars.
They really are. Their gourmet collection has a very elegant essence to it. It's delicious, and we can really spin off of those blends quite a bit.
Yeah, we really can.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, I see you wearing some new sneakers. What's up with those? Talk to me.
They're not very new, actually. I got them as a gift, that they're comfortable, and I got, me and my back. I've had back issues my whole life, so I got to wear something that's really cushy.
How old were you when you had that back injury? That was from what, you were playing pro football, pro baseball. You were a catcher.
Yeah, no, it was actually my junior year of college. I was a catcher, and I got in a collision at home plate in just before, I think it was late May, making a big run to get into the playoffs. We ended up, I think, at 5th in the country at that time. We had a hell of a good team. I was at University of Nevada, and I got in a collision, which was in an awkward position. Story gets a little boring for some, but I'm a catcher, so I was a runner on second base, a single to right field.
Okay.
Runner was coming around to score, and I was set up how you're supposed to do it properly at home plate. You put your foot right on the corner of the plate, so you give some plate for the guy to slide into. College baseball is a little different. You can't do what you did at pro ball, especially back in those days. Long story short, ball was hit to the right field. There was going to be a play at home plate. The right fielder threw it up over my right shoulder. So when I'm standing like this, I caught the ball here, and the guy came in and smoked me, and he snapped my back this way. I went down and ended up fracturing my L4, the pars, which are like the little T's in your back. They have vertebrae. It fractured 2 of the vertebrae in my back, and it was bad shape for a little bit, unfortunately. But the recovery from that took quite a while. And then ever since, I've always had my back had been susceptible ever since. So it is what it is. And as I've gotten older, you just got to take good care of yourself. Or my back goes out periodically. You do whatever. You sneeze, it'll go out. You'll do all kinds of stuff. Anybody ever back pain out there?
I get it a little bit.
And if you guys suffer, anyone that suffers have had back pain or sciatic nerve pain or disc pain, I mean, it's as debilitating as one could imagine. So my heart goes out to you. I've experienced it, and it's not a lot of fun.
No, it definitely is not a lot of
fun. That's for sure.
I don't want to ask too many details, but I mean, did you feel your legs when it happened?
No, I was nerve shit running down my body. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's an injury.
Right, but if you can't feel your legs at that moment, it's a very scary feeling, you know what I mean? Yeah,
it can be. I mean, for sure. I wasn't thinking of it at that point, anything like that. But nonetheless, it was what it was at the time. It was, the recovery was more than anything. I was in a body cast for 8 weeks and then a brace forever. So that was and then right after that was I had signed to go play professionally at the end of that year, which was a great year for our draft. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah, I don't get into that too much.
Well, that's a cool thing about smoking cigars. It gives us the time to kind of, escape the work schedule, home life, all that craziness that's going on, we can just sit here and be able to kind of, I've known you for nearly 22 years and I never knew that was the exact accident because we've never really talked about it. So that's the beauty about having cigars. It allows us and unlocks the time for us to kind of, relax, sit down and get to know each other. And, me smoking a cigar at the cigar lounge that I used to run for my pops, I met so many individuals. And God, I could only tell you the amount of experiences. That's how I actually got into getting some connections with the fire service. Remember when I talked to you, you're like, hey, maybe you should try the fire service because the cigar situation was very, very good. But sitting in a cigar lounge at the age of 20 something, I was a little bit too proactive. So I wanted to, rather than reactive, I want to do something on my own. And I went away with that. And the people that I met, gave me contacts. This guy was a captain. This other guy knew a chief, and go do a ride along here, ride along there, and eventually allowed me to land the success in the service. But cigars have been a tremendous gateway to get to know people. So it's like a networking elixir, basically.
No, for sure.
Absolutely, I really, really like it. This is it's definitely full body.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely full body.
Strength wise?
That's up there, even for me, because I like really strong cigars.
That's crazy. I'm smoking too many cigars.
I'm
smoking too much, babe.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, I found that thing unbelievably delicious. Both sizes.
I mean, the amount of smoke it puts out is incredible. The thing is, I like about this is that when you draw on it, even though it's full, it's spicy, it's heavy, the draw is not getting hot. That's what's really impressive on this cigar. Very good stuff on it. So we're really happy with the blend, and you guys are going to be very happy too. So TPE is in late February. It will take place in Las Vegas. So what is TPE? Tobacco Plus Expo, or are they changing the name now?
Yeah, they changed it to Total Product Expo or something.
Because they want to feature other product that is somewhat of it goes in the ensemble of cigars. So like you got the hookah stuff, you got the
I think they're no total products. It's not.
So
it's all kinds.
hats, t-shirts,
I believe so, but
gadgets, things of that nature. That's going to be very interesting. So TPE has been around for a very long time. However, in 2019, they pumped a little bit of steroids on the cigar industry segment, and what they did is they basically carved out virtually a section, and they red carpeted the cigar section, and
they still do, yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of basically clustered us in one area. So there, if you go there for just cigars, you don't really have to go and get lost in the minutia of everything else and trying to find booth by booth, and then everybody scattered. So they did a very good strategic move on clustering us in one area. So all cigar guys would just stay in that area, and you could get to see all kinds of different brands within one area. Now, the cool thing about it is that they have these things called pavilions, and the pavilions are usually only two sections, and it's a big rectangular area. And within the outer perimeter of this rectangular area are these little kiosks. So therefore, boutique companies, or if anybody wants to do it for the first time, they want to give it a try without having to, dish out a big budget to see if it works for them. You can rent out one of these kiosks, and it's been fantastic because those pavilions attract a lot of foot traffic, and you get to see multiple brands within one little section. And that's where we will be. I don't know if you know the booth number by heart, but if you are going to go to TPE, definitely check us out. We're going to be there, and it's going to be very exciting. It's like February 22nd to the 24th.
Right.
And it's going to be in Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is a fantastic place for cigar events because, number one, Vegas is a destination spot. If you're done with cigars, you can definitely find a really nice restaurant you can have dinner with. You have all sorts of choices of different cuisines. If you're staying at a hotel that's away from TPE, you got the tram. You can use that. They have taxis, Uber, Lyft galore. It just, and then if you're a night owl, you can go out, you can do some gambling if you want to play some, some slots or cards. If you want to go have a have to go see a show, you can. If you want to bring your family, you can with you. So while you're doing your daily thing with the cigar industry, your wife and your kids can be doing something else, and go to Treasure Island, go to Circus Circus.
So is TP open to the public?
No, it is not.
It's direct for retailers to come have a retail experience with their manufacturers.
Right, but there are a lot of individuals that are not cigar shop owners, but what they do is they have a very good relationship with the owner of cigar shops. And if a cigar shop does sign up that wants to go to TP, they usually get multiple badges. I really don't know the extent of how many badges they get, but if a sole proprietor is going solo and he wants to bring somebody along with him, it would be a good idea to befriend one of your brick and mortar shop owners, and you can tag along with them. So therefore, your entrance will be free. However, your accommodations you got to pay out of pocket, which everybody does, and Vegas is a fantastic place to do that. And if you've never been to Vegas, you get to go and check it out, and it'll be a good excuse. If you're in sales or something, maybe you can even use it as a write-off. So the trip, you know what I mean? There's a lot of pluses to it, and that's why I really like that they're doing Vegas always.
Who out there has been to one of the cigar shows? I think they just actually had the big smoke out there. We did not attend that, but we got to get our butts out there. Maybe next year we can do that. But anyone go to the big smoke, and how was it? Anybody have an experience out there? Let us know. I heard from a few guys. They really had a great time.
I've never been to the big smoke, but that is open to the public, but you pay a fee. So you pay a fee of, I don't know, I think it's $250 or $300. And Cigar Aficionado Magazine is the host of that event. And you go, and when you go, you're given a bag or multiple bags, and you go from booth to booth to booth, and all the cigar manufacturers are essentially handing out free cigars for you to try and sample their product.
Right.
There's even like spirits being, served, and you get to meet people, take pictures, autographs. You may even run into your own friends. So that is a pretty cool event. Now, we got to definitely get to a point where we're going to start participating in that and get to know a lot more people. And that is a lot of fun.
Sure.
Let's see here.
I still don't know how this social media stuff works, I'll tell you.
Well, you got to play around with it quite a bit.
I know.
Yes, you do. Big time. I know TikTok's getting really, really big. So we got to somehow learn how to stream live on TikTok, but that's very, very tricky. Dave, are you smoking anything right now?
I've been big smoke before. Very, very smoky. I could only imagine, Dave. There's a lot of smoking going down on that floor, especially with that many consumers. Yeah, I'd still love to go. I mean, it looked like it'd be fun for cigar smoke lovers, obviously.
Yeah, there is a very big plus to it. And I mean, I don't know. I do know that Andre was there with Zaya. I know Anna from La Biblioteca. She was there with her friends from Placencia. Big Mike was there. Numerous people were there, and a lot of people were, posting a lot of their stuff on social media. So, but what's interesting is that when you go to the trade shows, the booths are very elaborate. It really showcases their product in display cases.
Right.
The Big Smoke, it was a small booth and it was tables. There wasn't
really?
really a lot of merchandising going on at all. So you're just basically walking around. It was a little different. So I would like to see it a little bit more decorated. So there is more merchandising so people can showcase their product a lot more, their logos, their colors, their furniture, things of that nature. To me, is very appealing to the eye. I was not really impressed that it was just a bunch of, booths and it's just a table and everything kind of looked very, kind of sterile. So that kind of disappointed me, seeing some pictures in social media. I would like to see it get a little bit more decorative. It'd probably be more expensive, but for the manufacturers. But I think it's it's worth it. I think it's worth it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, but all is good on the home front over here. It's trying to get this podcast kicked off and spend some more time with you guys. It's been a long day, long week of travel for me. Just got back late yesterday, so my social skills are a little bit mellow at the moment.
It's all good, man.
I got to get caught up on some sleep, but yeah, any questions you guys have, let us know. We'll probably be checking out of here in just a minute, but definitely wanted to tune in and say hello to you guys. And anytime, anywhere, always want you guys to have the ability to reach out to us on any of the platforms. It always makes doing this collectively a hell of a lot funner, that's for sure.
But you know, since last week's podcast, I did get a whole lot more traffic on inquiries, people asking a lot more about the lithium blend, specifically the Robusto, being a 5-inch by 50 ring gauge and having that very unique flavor to it. A lot of people inquired and they were asking where they can purchase Jake Wyatt cigars. So if you Google Jake Wyatt cigars, lithium specifically, there is a lot of online stores that do carry our product. So we have smokingpipes.com carry our product. We have Cigars Direct. We have marlocigars.com. Industrial Cigars, I believe, have a website.
Yeah.
Many other. What about the Smokers Addy guys? Don't they have a website too, I think?
I believe so.
And
or depending where your local brick and mortar is, by all means, look it up for sure.
Yeah, that too as well. So we've done pretty good. In the Midwest, in Texas, we have a pretty good footprint. Blue Smoke of Dallas, Jay Davis loves of our product. He will definitely talk your ear off about our blends. That guy is actually on the board of PCA too as well, so he's very active. And so Dave, hello. Jay Davis, not Dave. Jay, hello, how are you? I want to say hello, big shout out to you, buddy.
So yes, J.W. Herbert Spencer Lancero.
What is the question about it? Yes, J.W. Herbert Spencer Lancero. Now the Lanceros are the newest size that we came up with.
Yeah, last year. Well, that was the thing, kind of like you're smoking now. I go up and down, but I really like small ring gauge stuff as of late. Sometimes public is generally Toro Robusto type of folks as anything. I love to smoke a Robusto. I love a 52 ring gauge, but the Lancero was just a lot of fun. And it became a instant great seller for us after we came out with obviously the Lancero sampler a couple of years ago, but it's going great.
Yeah, it really is. I'm very content with our.
Oh, that's what I was smoking. There you go, Dave. Absolutely, the Lancero, Herbert Spencer Lancero. It's still one of our top selling SKUs for sure.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know about the Herbert Spencer is our Maduro blend in the Gourmet collection. It's a San Andreas Maduro, has some Pennsylvania broadleaf in it, very chocolatey, super smooth and creamy as heck. And that cigar is offered in a Lancero, in a Corona, Robusto, Belicoso, Toro, Gordo, and our Figurados, which was our limited edition. The Figurado spans about 7 inches, 64 ring gauge at the foot, all the way down to a 49 ring gauge down at the cap. And that gives you a very complex,
similar to this to an extent.
Yeah, very complex smoke experience. And because you're going from the 64, which is giving you a lot of flavor, as it goes down in the smaller ring gauge, it gets more and more intense because now you got more flavor of the wrapper, which I think, you know what, it's phenomenal to me how cigars are evolving. You know, they really, really are. When I was 19, 20, when I got in the cigar industry, you know, a Lancero was never a cigar size a man would ever be smoking. I remember Macanudo Portofinos came in a tube.
Right.
You would never see me even look at that cigar, you know what I mean? Let alone buy it. And now we are seeing more and more individuals buying Lanceros. The reason being is because you get more flavor of the wrapper. So social media has really catapulted us educationally on the aspects side of it to understand what we're smoking, why we're smoking, and also you get to talk and ask the owners about their blends.
Right.
So these
Yeah, there's a lot more
podcasts are
interaction.
huge. It really, really is. I really like that.
Yeah, no, it's opened up my mind to a lot of, I mean, on all ring gauges, Gordos too, every now and then, Gordo with all that filler in there really can hit the spot. I don't smoke them often, but when I'm in the right mood or in the right spot, that also can have some great, great characteristics to it, which I would never thought of that I would be an everyday smoke. But once in a while, I really do enjoy it. And there's a ton of people out there that love the 6x60, a ton.
A lot.
But Lancero's done the same thing.
I mean,
And smaller ring gauge stuff. I love a Corona. 30-minute stick, you don't have a lot of time.
right.
Obviously a slender ring gauge, so you do get a lot of that wrapper flavor. It's really, really enjoyable, and everything in between.
I mean, when I first saw a 6x60, I was like, get out of town. This seems such a big ring gauge.
Right.
Nowadays, you have 70, you have 80 ring gauge cigars. And, you know, I have a very hard time smoking a 70 ring gauge cigar. It's very challenging to get a draw. But one thing I did learn when we were in Vegas and we were invited to one of the hospitality parties is an individual gave me a 7x70. That's what they're giving away. And I was like, yeah, I can't really smoke this. He said, why? I said, it's just very hard for me to draw. It's just so big to get a seal on it. He said, oh, you're supposed to just give it a punch or two, you know, one,
right,
two, and then that's how you can kind of, you know, be able to get that vacuum seal on your lips and be able to smoke a 7x70 or 80. I did that. It does help a lot more, but still, it was kind of like, it was very, very tough to smoke a very big, large ring gauge cigars. But it's amazing how much our industry has embraced that size. There's so many cigars that that's like their staple size, and that's what keeps them functioning and operational.
Right.
That's like their bread and butter is big ring gauge cigars.
There's a following for it for sure.
Yeah, that is something out of this world, man. So anyway, well.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, so there's Jeffrey Fee, just started smoking cigars, really like the appendix and lithium. What do you guys recommend for mild, mid to mild? What's up, Jeff? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, you're smoking it. I'm smoking one right now. For the mild side, the lucid interval, our Candela, which, let me make it very clear, for us, we love the Claro Candela wrapper. I think it's absolutely beautiful, especially with the accents that we put on it. But the original Candelas that we've smoked weren't necessarily one of our favorites, very herbally, very grassy. And some people do enjoy those flavor profiles. That wasn't something that we were really wanting to capture with our Candela. So we made this blend. It took us quite a while to get it to a position where it really maintained that smoothness with the binders we use and the fillers to keep that very buttery cream matcha sweetness that we put into this. So from a mild stick, I would highly recommend the lucid interval if you haven't tried it. You mentioned the appendix. That's still my go-to all the time. Unbelievably creamy, very, very buttery, unbelievably smooth. I think it's, to me personally, I'm biased, but I think it's one of the best, if not the best, Connecticut on the market. And most of our stuff, until you get into some of our dark, the lithium's probably medium plus. Herbert Spencer's a little bit above medium, but our fourth dimension, which is actually, as of late, it's taken a great punch once again from one of our top selling SKUs. Everything in our whole lineup is literally, I mean, just small percentages across the board. But the fourth dimension, which has a Habano Rosado wrapper, like a raw almond, very nutty, super sweet with that Habano wrapper. That's something I would strongly recommend. And you get into the USIR, which has a little bit more of cinnamon spice to it. It's unbelievably flavorful. We don't have as much of it in stock as some of our other blends, just because it's a much more complex blend that we do create and work with.
Yes.
But that's something that needs to be experienced too. And I mean, if you like something that has a little more spice to it, but still maintains the medium plus. It's full body, no doubt about it, but a little bit stronger in strength than the Connecticut or the lucid interval. The Herbert Spencer is unbelievably smooth as well. So all of the blends in the gourmet collection are by far right down that middle, full of flavor. We make, again, very flavor forward cigars, not strength forward cigars. So we really want to capture the full body essence of smoking a very gourmet flavor packed cigar. That's how we blended the gourmet collection in particular. The Lithium, on the other hand, has got a little more kick to it. It's an unbelievable,
Not much, but
not
yeah.
much, but it's great from a retrohale perspective. It's a different binder than the Gourmet Collection, so it gives it a little more citrusy spice, but it's unbelievable too. What do you think of them, Jeff, of what you've tried so far? You mentioned here that you did have the appendix and Lithium, which you guys recommend.
And Jeff, where are you located? I'm very curious to know where you're located and where you found the Jake Wyatt product. So I just want to know, was it a brick and mortar? Was it online? So if you could elaborate on letting us know where you're from, that would kind of be
it gives us a
cool.
clue where you're at.
Just to know where you're at. So Dave Frakes just joined us. Hello, Dave. How are you, sir?
What's up, Davey Pops?
They're expanding their shop. I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, we got to get out there. Congrats on everything, Pops. I'm so stoked. You guys are just, you know how I feel about you guys, and obviously the boys and everybody involved. You guys are just top notch, class act. Anyone ever in the Frisco area, you got to go to Industrial Cigars, and you want to experience the new age of the cigar world, you got to get your butts down to Texas, Frisco area, and check out Industrial Cigars. I'm telling you, it's an experience you will not miss. You walk in there, you want to talk about. I remember when I was a kid, and even as I gone up, anyone ever visit, obviously we're in Southern California, so we grew up going to Disneyland. And whether you're a 5-year-old kid or a 75-year-old grandparent walking into Disneyland, their whole premise is to make you feel like you're the only one in the park. That's very similar to the vibe when I had the experience.
Very good job of that.
That's Industrial Cigars. You make you feel at home immediately. It's across diversity, across the board. Unbelievable cigars. They purchase their cigars based on their internal panel,
Yes.
which has nothing to do so much with externals regarding
Marketing.
ads, marketing, all that kind of stuff. They have a distinct process that they stay true to, which I've always respected, and they've always been a big supporter of us, and for that we'll always be grateful. So glad you joined in, Pops.
Jeff is from Southern Ohio,
and
he said it's snowing here tonight.
Wow. So we were just there last week. It was getting chilly. It started raining big time, so we knew it was right around the corner. Everyone in the area said this is the last weekend of good weather regarding the sunshine, at least, so they knew it was coming. So Southern Ohio. So we were in Toledo, which is that's the northeast. We went up through the north central, I guess. Cleveland would be somewhere right around there. So the south, what do you say?
Southern Ohio. Which I really don't know the cities around there, but I enjoyed it. It was cool to go to Ohio because Friday morning we had to go to Cleveland, so it was about a 2-hour drive. And we weren't really on the main freeway. We were on a more on a back road kind of highway.
Yeah.
And the countryside was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
The leaves that were already falling off the trees, and they were kind of like scooped up on the side of the road with big old piles. And the rain really gave it a very good, scenic view. And I'm driving, and it was fantastic. So I had a great time driving in Ohio. People actually know how to drive in rain there. So I was very, very pleased with the mannerism on the road. I didn't have any problems. I don't get road rage anyways. I'm always one to just let people pass. As a matter of fact, my wife sometimes thinks like, what's wrong? I'm like, what is it? She's like, you're in the right lane of the freeway and you're going like 50 miles an hour. And I always have to explain to her, well, I drive a truck, so what do you want me to do? She's like, I just need you to step on it. But so that was very, very pleasant. I really liked Ohio. So
great times. It's neat to see the countryside too, for sure. Mm-hmm. So Southern Ohio towards Athens and hometown Bengals QB. Oh, is that right?
Really? That's his hometown, huh?
He's a stud.
He's a hell of a good quarterback. And unfortunately, he's with the Bengals. I wish he was with the Rams, but that's needless to say. Or at least the Raiders. I'm still a Raider fan. I know they went to Vegas, but that's still my team.
I love Derek Carr. I love all these guys. They're unbelievable athletes, all of them. Top quarterbacks in the league right now, obviously, they're all great. Mahomes is the guy. I think that Josh Allen is something else. That kid is unbelievable. But Bengals ain't too bad with Mr. Burrow, that's for sure.
Well, they went to the Super Bowl last year. So.
They sure did. which they were overachievers by a long shot.
Mhm.
But man, it's so hard to stay healthy through a season of football. I don't know how they do it. They're
I
such
can't
a
believe the
physical
Eagles
game.
are in the first place. I mean, are they still in first place?
Yeah, they lost this past weekend, but they're
Wow.
kicking ass. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. Overachiever, love that kid more than anything. Jalen Hurts is like, he's up there for me. Just from a guy that kept his class, was a starter as a freshman in college, got, I guess, for lack of a better term, benched in the championship game when obviously Tua came in to close that out. I ended up transferring to Oklahoma. Still kept his cool. Was always classy as can be. Second round draft pick. Got his shot when Wentz had a rough year, and just made the most of it. Wasn't outstanding, and then he just went to work. And man, I'd love to see stories that. Oh God, and he's just strong as an ox and just a hell of the quarterback position's changed big time. But I can get into that stuff all day long. I love sports. But
Yeah, that's basically it for tonight. I don't have anything else to say.
yeah, no, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with you guys next week. We'll probably be on Thursday next week. We'll let you guys know, keep you posted as the week unfolds for sure. And want to say thanks to everybody for saying hello.
Yep.
Reach out anytime, and we'll be clocking out. So enjoy your evenings. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be in touch very soon.
See you guys. Good night.
Adios. We are